Welcome back. I have here an ASOMETEC 35 watt USB fast charger, and it was included in one of those Amazon surprise boxes. You know, those boxes they fill up with all the goods that have been returned, so if you buy such a box you never know what's in it, which plays a big role while we really can destroy that thing without any remorse. I didn't buy such a box. It was family Christmas stuff. Yeah, one boy got such a box. Anyway, let's tear that thing apart. Enjoy. The most entertaining thing about such stuff is always what they write on the box. So the company is ASOMETEC or ASOMETEC, whatever. It's 35 watts and it's fast charging and it's based on gallium nitrate. Gallium nitrate for real? I mean, yeah, you can get very expensive transistors based on gallium nitrate for very high frequencies and switching and stuff. But you find gallium nitrate also in LEDs and JFETs, okay? But I don't believe that we find any semiconductor based on gallium nitrate on that thing. But sounds good, gallium nitrate. Though I think most of the customers wouldn't know what GAN means anyway. Yeah, let's have a look on the other sides. So yeah, 35 watt fast charger for charging batteries. Oh, well, it's a USB charger. Gallium nitride, 2 ports. That's a conventional port and a C, I guess. And we need to zoom in there, but there's a sticker missing here, I guess, that decides or determines if that is an EU or UK type. Keep that in mind, EU or UK. And of course, it's totally safe and has been approved by everybody. Okay, and here is a small print, and you really need some optics to read it. So the EU representative is the Prolix GmbH, and the UK representative, yeah, UK and EU, is the Prolix Global Limited, and it's made in China. We already saw that. And the PIC, the Pi Couture, is for reference CE only. Please refer to the actual star or whatever. And it has overvoltage protection. Well, for the USB device, or is that device overvoltage protected against spikes on AC mains? Who knows? Electric leakage protection. Sorry. Overcurrent protection, okay, and short circuit protection. Oh, it really wants to make me blow up that thing. Do you believe me? And oh, I have to zoom down here again. So obviously a sticker is missing here, and there is, a check missing in one of the boxes, which plug type that thing has. Will become very important in a second. Of course, the thing is fully specified. It's, an ASOMETEC or something, CH009-H01, input 100 to 240 volts, so international version, 50 or 60 hertz, 1.2 amps max. Really? That would be even at 100 volts, drawing 120 watts. But only, I think that's a switch on spike. USB-C port would have 5 volts, 3 amp, 9 volts, 3 amp, 12 volts, 2.91 amps, 50 volts, 2.33 amps, 20 volts, 1.75 amps, USB-A, 5 volt, 3, 9 volt, 3 amps, 12 volt, 2.5 amps, 20 volt, 1.5 amps. And together you can draw a maximum at 5 volts of 3.4 amps or 17 watts. Total output 35 watts. So, beware of Dongguan He Yi Electronics Co. Limited in Dongguan City in the People's Republic of China. Oh, and there's a logo at the top of the box. Okay, what we've all waited for, the unboxing of another shitty Chinese USB charger. And, okay, this way around. Nice. Okay, yeah, that's it. No more instructions. And here you see the reason why I mean, really, I wouldn't connect anything to that thing here. Anything. But here's the reason why I want to tear that down and destroy it. Yeah, nice mechanism, but do you notice something? That's, yeah, Apple iPad, older one, wall wart, and you see the plug? That's a proper European plug. And that thing here, I guess that's an American plug. I mean, I like the mechanism, but yeah, it's completely unusable unless you buy an adapter for it. I mean, it should take 240 volts, but the adapter would probably cost more than that thing. So, yeah. And it's also definitely not a UK tab, because we saw it has representatives in the UK and for Europe, and yeah, that's probably American. Yeah. And they can't stop bragging about their gallium nitrate. Gallium nitrate. Yeah, the rest we already saw on the box. At 5 volts you can draw a maximum of 3.4 amps, so yeah, aboutish 17 watts from both outputs. And that's of course a limit here, because both outputs alone could deliver 3 amps. I guess that limit doesn't apply if you use the higher voltages. Then the total output is limited to 35 watt maximum, if you believe it. And yeah, it's totally secure and it's compliant, and because it's made in China. Nice logo though. And now it comes really handy. It comes in really handy that we can let those disappear, so we can have a look at the front. And there we have our USB-C port, which talks obviously PD 3.0 to the device that wants to charge, and the USB port which talks QC 3.0 to the device that wants to charge. And I think this is a display. If we look at the box, yeah, there is something display up here. Maybe we should try to fire that thing up after all. Would you believe I had a European 240 volts to American 100 volts transformer lying around here? So yeah, let's fire that thing up. Okay, 3, 2, 1, power. Oh, yeah. And it's off. Let's try to capture that again. I hope this time it's a little bit more visible. 3, 2, 1, power. 188 and 0. And yeah, it's hard to read. It's really hard to read. For a moment there, I was tempted to preserve that thing because it has a display, but that display is so annoying. Yeah. Anyway, let's try to get that thing open. Probably in a destructive way, huh? In a very destructive way. I do hope I don't have to get out my Proxon. I think it's glued together. Or maybe ultrasonic welded. No, it's, well, kind of snapped in. Let me zoom down a little bit. Okay. And everything, yeah, glued or something. And here's the whole thing. And the front plate is part of the case, yeah, with some stuff glued in or snapped in for, yeah, for example, the display stuff. And yeah, it's no wonder the display is so dark, because that's hardly transparent. Okay. Yeah, I already disconnected one of the AC mains leads. Let's disconnect the other one. And oh, this comes apart too. Wow. So there's obviously, if I zoom down a little bit, kind of a spring mechanism. Here, that little plastic latch acts as a spring as I extend the contacts. You know, just, you know, pro forma. I don't even bother to get the right screwdriver. And I'm still zoomed in, huh? Simple enough, I guess. Two contacts here, making contact to these two metal pins. And this part here, the shaft, is probably molded around these two mains AC contacts here. So mains AC comes in here, and then there is a bridge rectifier, and rectified mains AC goes onto the board. And there is some other stuff on here, so let's break that out. I don't bother with the soldering iron. Okay, this should break off quite easy. Okay, and then we have some more components on here. There is a fuse, if I can read that right, 2 amps. And yeah, there's also a position for, I scratched that away, sorry, for NTC to limit the inrush current, I guess. Or maybe additional filtering. And we have a common mode choke. So that's actually quite impressive. So first thing to notice is there is a nice big, and that's, yeah, some isolating paper material here. There is a nice isolation gap between the high voltage part and the low voltage USB part. So mains AC came in here, and these are pins, and these are pins to two quite substantial filtering capacitors. We will have a look at them in a moment. Then there is here a lot of additional supporting stuff for a switch mode controller that probably contains the power MOSFET, probably gallium nitride. This is a freewheeling diode for the contacts to the transformer, because if you look at it from the side, you can see here are the two transformer pins, and they wedge the freewheeling diode between the pins. Okay, no, you can do that. Yeah, the Yungsing 105 degrees Celsius, so not that bad, 33 microfarads, 400 volts, 2 of them, I guess. Maybe I can dig them out a little bit more. Yeah, no, nothing more to learn here. There is, of course, a Y-class capacitor. I hope it's Y-class, bridging between the high voltage and the low voltage side. And this little sheet of isolating paper isolates the high voltage filtering capacitor from the low voltage side. So yeah, not too shabby. I don't know if there's anything hidden below here. Give me a second. Yep, there is something hidden below here. And it's, yeah, first of all, an optocoupler here crossing the isolation gap for feedback between the high voltage side and the high voltage side and the low voltage side. But there's also, I don't know if you can hear that. That looks and feels like a ferrite core inductor. I don't know what its job is. But anyway, here on the low voltage side, we also have two capacitors, 330 microfarad, 25 volts. And yeah, that's a transformer. So high voltage goes in here through the pins and low voltage comes out here and should be rectified somehow. Yeah, I'm looking for a diode and I can't find a diode. There is no diode. So I suspect the diode is included in that chip. No markings. Must be. So that's the low voltage side controller, I guess, which also gives the feedback via the optocoupler here to the other side. That optocoupler. And I guess that's yeah, a pair of chips that belong together for a switch mode power supply, so high voltage side part and the low voltage side part. Not too shabby. But now let's talk about the things that really don't work, in my opinion. So we have here one switch mode thingy, okay? And I guess depending on what you connect to your USB ports, this can output 5, 9, 12, 20 volts or whatever. But we only have one of them. And both is feeding that daughter board with the display and the USB-C, as well here as the riser with the USB-A. And yeah, so it's in principle impossible to have something charged with 5 volts here and with 20 volts here. Or vice versa, because that little chippy here, or that little tranny, or that little tranny, they are not dropping, 3 amps down from 20 volts, what's outputted here, to 5 volts. I mean, no way. So this is just the intelligence that talks the QC protocol, and yeah, I have to ask myself, is that a dual protocol chip here that can talk the QC, and there was a name for the other protocol too? Forgot about it already. Yeah. Here's the display driver for that little cute display here, which you can see it has already... Oh, wait. I have a suspicion. No, I thought maybe they forgot to remove the protective foil, because you see how this is not quite attached, but no, this is just very soft cover, so forget about that. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, it doesn't look half as bad. I would have thought, yeah, they at least didn't cheaped out on the safety side of things, so that's good. But yeah, the charging side will, I don't see that doing what it's promised to do. Yeah, simply, oh, look, the isolation strip comes out. Yeah, that's simply not working. Not working. And that was the teardown of a Chinese 35 watt gallium nitride USB fast charger with USB-B, C and USB-A port from Amazon. Good news, that thing is probably not a safety hazard, maybe a fire hazard, I don't know. Bad news, it probably doesn't do what it promises to do. Yeah, we saw that. So simultaneously charging on the A and the C port on different voltages. Yeah, that ain't flying. And it's no wonder that, yeah, that went back to Amazon here in Europe because it came with a US power connector. So, yeah, quite unusable for most people here in Europe. Anyway, next time we'll hopefully have a mailbag, not an electronics mailbag, but nevertheless should be quite interesting. A lot of stuff. And then we will probably go back to project work. Anyway, that's it for today. Till next time, bye.